Who's this guy with the chain whip?
That would be Richter Belmont.
Pardon the interruption.
Ah, don't sneak up on us like that!
Ah, Alucard, hello.
The half-blood son of the Vampire King himself, Alucard from the Castlevania series. For some quick backstory, Adrian Tepes was birthed from the wicked Dracula and a human woman that managed to tame his cruel heart, Lisa. Unfortunately, this courtship brought the cost of Lisa's life, being seen as a witch in the public's eyes and ended up being crucified. This event led to Dracula waging war on humanity for revenge, but Adrian, who was present for his mother's execution, chose a different path after hearing Lisa's final words.
Do not hate humans. If you cannot live with them, then at least do them no harm, for theirs is already a hard lot.
Taking his mother's words to heart, Adrian chose to rebel against his father, and even changed his name to reflect this decision. Alucard, the reversal of his father's name to represent that he stood for beliefs that were the exact opposite of Dracula's. With his resolve clear, Alucard would go on to use the very powers that he inherited from his father to protect humanity from him. Many humans in his world may hate him for what he is, but I have no doubt that he'd be welcomed with open arms if he were to ever leave his role as an assist trophy to truly join the fight in the world of Super Smash Bros. So getting right into things, Alucard could be an above-average mid-weight class character. He'd have 2 jumps, and he would be able to both wall jump and wall cling. And as an added detail, whenever Alucard shields or parries, it'll show him using the Alucard shield. And whenever he dodge rolls, he can be shown using his backdash animation. But sorry, there's no spamming this one. So, as to be expected, the main source for Alucard's moves will be coming from the very game that put him into the spotlight that he has to this very day. Castlevania Symphony of the Night. There of course will be other games used as well, but keep in mind now folks, just like for his assist trophy, Symphony of the Night will be what you'll mostly be seeing. Especially since that game gives Alucard so much diversity and potential for his capabilities between all of the weapons and powers he can use. There are no shortage of options for this damper. But for his jab, he'll keep things simple and just deck his opponents with a simple punch. He'll have a one-hit jab that can lead into a rapid jab. The single hit is just a simple straight punch forwards, and if you initiate the rapid jab, he'll use the critical art of the Fist of Tulkas and start a fast flurry of punches with that same single arm. Now moving into weapon-based attacks, for the majority of them, Alucard will be using his main weapon of choice, his family heirloom passed down to him from his mother, the Alucard Sword. And for his dash attack, it can show Alucard thrust his blade forwards with a straight stab. This is a critical art that Alucard can use with various Claymore-like weapons, but for this moveset, he'll just use it with the Alucard Sword. His side tilt can be the basic sword attack that Alucard does, a simple horizontal swing straight forwards. The up tilt can have him go back to punching and do a low to high uppercut, referencing the blue knuckle weapon. In fact, just like with that weapon, this uppercut also releases a fog that extends past Alucard's fist and arcs over his head, giving the up tilt better overhead coverage. But getting hit by the fog does deal less damage than getting hit by Alucard's actual fist. His down tilt can be Alucard's basic sword attack while crouching, which has him swing his sword horizontally across the ground at a downward angle. This is a great move for popping foes into the air. For Alucard's side smash, this can have him decide to stop playing fair and pull out the very powerful and extremely broken Crissaegrim. This has Alucard swing the blade forward so many times and so fast that you only see the slice effects go forwards. It deals a lot of multi-hitting damage before launching the poor foes forwards with the final hit. The up smash can have him do a similar thing, except he won't use the Crissaegrim, he'll use the Holbein Dagger. He swings the dagger from low to high overhead to release slice effects that go upwards, deal multi-hitting damage, then launch the foe into the air afterwards. The down smash, on the other hand, won't even have him use a weapon. He could use one of his many magic spells, specifically the Tetra Magic. This spell has Alucard summon 4 spirits that normally home in on enemies to deal damage. For Smash, though, it'll be a combination of their spinning like nature along with how Alucard uses Tetra Magic in the game Castlevania Judgment. He puts his hand on the ground to summon the 4 spirits, then they circle around him fairly quickly a few times. Any foe hit by the spirits take multi-hitting damage, then are launched away afterwards. For aerials, the neutral air can have Alucard use his Sword Familiar. It appears behind his position and spins in 2 full circles, swinging in the area all around Alucard's body. Getting hit by the Familiar at all will launch foes on contact. The forward air can be Alucard's basic horizontal sword swing attack, except in the air. The back air can be a short but quick attack that has Alucard use a dagger called the Baselurd. Alucard takes it and simply stabs it straight behind himself. The up air can be an animated attack where Alucard does a backflip while swinging the Alucard sword overhead from front to back, creating a crescent moon shape from his swing. And the down air can be Alucard's jump kick attack, which seems to be a series staple since Simon and Richter also use this for their down airs in Smash. It'll work just like the Belmonts as well, having Alucard fall down with some slight forwards propulsion with a kick, and if his foot connects with anything at all, it'll bounce Alucard upwards off of the thing or foe that he kicked. Foes hit by the jump kick during its early frames will be sent to the same place where his father belongs. Alucard could grab with one arm and pummel with a knee jab. The forward throw can have him use the Holy Sword critical art, where he readies his sword, causing it to emit a quick flash of light that blinds his caught foe, then he immediately follows up with a sword slash that sends him forwards. The back throw can have him use the critical art of the Alucard sword itself, where Alucard warps behind the foe and quickly slashes at them, sending them backwards. And for both his up and down throws, he could use the Summon Spirit spell, which is like Tetra Spirit, except he only summons 1 spirit instead of 4. The up throw can have him summon a spirit under the foe that flies straight up and hits him into the air, and the down throw can have him summon a spirit, and it'll work a little closer to the behavior of these spirits in Symphony of the Night, where they fly all over the foe, racking up their damage, then they're knocked away afterwards. For Alucard's neutral special, he could use one of the many attacks that his father also uses to fight against the Belmont clan, as well as the first attack that we've ever seen Alucard use in his debut game, Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse, the Hellfire spell. Tapping the button will have Alucard shoot 3 fireballs from under his cape that fly forwards and slowly spread apart the further they go until they eventually peter out. These fireballs deal small flinching damage and are great as a pressure tool. Though, if you want to deal a bit more damage, you could also hold the special button down for a bit to charge the attack up, and instead release the Dark Inferno attack. This shoots 2 large dark orbs straight forwards, with the top orb going first and the bottom orb following soon after. These deal more damage and knockback, but they're still probably not going to be getting any KOs anytime soon. But next for Alucard's side special, this could have him go the tried and true traditional way of the vampire and use the Soul of Bat. This has Alucard shapeshift into a bat to perform the Wing Smash technique, having him fly straight forwards at full speed. Foes in his way will be dealt moderate damage, and it could very well be capable of getting KOs. It's also great for horizontal recovery, but Alucard will be forced into freefall after he returns to normal at the peak of his flight. Then for Alucard's up special, he'll shapeshift once again, but this time take on the form of mist. Upon activation, Alucard sublimates his whole body into a cloud of pure mist and will just float in place. Then will turn back to normal after about 3 seconds, after which he will go into freefall. While in mist form, you can use the control stick to move into any chosen direction. You can also press the special button again to turn back to normal sooner, though he will automatically return to normal if he gets too close to a ledge in order to grab it. The main advantage though about Alucard taking the mist form is that he's totally immune to everything, allowing him to literally slip past anything, with the one exception being final smashes. This can allow for some of the safest recovery options, or even ways to break out of combos, or to just get some breathing room in general. But also keep in mind that he does move kinda slowly while in mist form. And finally, for Alucard's down special, it's not Castlevania without the sub-weapons. So as such, I'm giving him, from what I can tell, is the most used sub-weapon in Symphony of the Night, which just so happens to be the Holy Water. It works just like Simon & Richter's holy water. He throws the bottle forwards towards the ground, and once it hits the ground, it explodes into a pillar of fire that deals multi-hitting damage to foes. The bottle can also be grabbed out of the air like an item. So what makes Alucard's holy water different from the Belmont's? His makes green fire. For Alucard's final smash, he could use one of his most devastating spells, Soul Steal. This is a very unique kind of final smash. Alucard will activate his spell, then stand in place completely invincible. Then all of a sudden, the souls of all other players will start to be drained from them and be consumed by Alucard. What this means is that while all players on screen automatically have their damage rack up, Alucard will be healing by half of all that's taken from his foes. So the more players he's fighting, the more he'll heal. But all this final smash does is deal damage, about 40 to 50% at that. And foes will still be able to move around freely for the Soul Steal's whole duration, and it won't even launch foes anywhere afterwards. Of course, that doesn't mean that it can't get KOs, as it will automatically KO all foes whose damage reach over 150%. For colors, his default can have him in his usual design from, what else? Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And for alts, they can be based on the various different colored cloaks that Alucard can find in Symphony of the Night, starting with the cloth cape. Then there's the reverse cloak. Here's the blood cloak. Next is the elven cloak. Then the royal cloak. Then we have the Twilight Cloak, but to help differentiate it more from the default design, I went ahead and also made this the colors of Dracula himself. And for the last alt, instead of a cloak, this can be based off the colors of Alucard's classic appearance from Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. For his stage intro, he can appear from a pillar of light, the same used whenever he teleports for attacks or when he uses the library card. For taunts, Alucard's first can show him cover himself up with his cape and say, "I'll put an end to this." His second can show Alucard summon one of his many familiars, which then floats in circles around his body, then disappears. The familiars that can appear are the Bat, the Ghost, the Fairy, the Demon, the Sword, or on a much more rare occurrence, the funny little nose demon based on Boyaki. And for the last taunt, it can show Alucard shapeshift into his last transformation, the Soul of Wolf, and howl to the sky before returning to normal. And finally, for his victory animations, his first can show Alucard flying as a bat, then transforms back to normal while facing his back to the screen and sword at his side. During which he says,
"Apologies, but I cannot allow myself to be defeated."
This is an amped up version of his victory animation from Castlevania Judgment. His second can show Alucard just sitting in a chair and crossing his legs, referencing his sitting animation from Symphony of the Night, as well as a subtle nod to his father. During this, he'll say,
"The only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing."
And his final animation can reference what happens whenever Alucard defeats an important boss monster in Symphony of the Night, starting with the formation of souls that appear above Alucard while he holds his arm up, and soon after, a life bottle forms from the souls and just drops into Alucard's hand. And for this, he'll say,
"Go back whence you came."
And that does it for What If Alucard Was in Smash! Yet another assist trophy that so many people would much rather have as a playable character. Tis a shame, Alucard definitely could bring a lot to the Smash table, representing the other side of Castlevania. But it be what it be. Regardless, he's a great character who started a great game-changing title, and I don't think anyone will be forgetting about him anytime soon. Anyways, if you enjoyed what you saw and would like to see even more characters be given possible Smash movesets, be sure to subscribe. And if you want to support the show and help me be able to make more content for you guys, you can click the join button either below the video or my main page to become a sponsor for my channel. Doing so will get you access to my private Discord as well as channel emotes. You can guarantee that your name appears in my videos, or even get the option of knowing what if character is coming up next a week in advance. I really appreciate anything that can be contributed. And of course, if you have a character that you want to see be given a possible Smash moveset, leave a comment down below or contact me on Twitter at BrawlFan1 on Twit. I hope you all enjoyed, thank you so much for watching, and have a happy Halloween!